What's going on, traders? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope you guys are doing well. And of course, I hope you're having a fantastic April. Today, we're going to be talking about a very important topic. I get a lot of messages regarding this, and I think it's probably one of the most important elements to your success as a trader. And that is your edge in the markets. Now, a lot of people believe that it's your strategy, where you enter on the markets, how you enter the markets, how big or small your stop loss is. But guys, look, I'm going to be brutally honest. There are tons and tons of strategies out there that you could use whenever, however you want. And if strategies were the reason why traders were not getting the results that they deserve, then with the surplus of strategies that are out there, technically, you should have found one now if you've been trading for a year, 2 years, 3 years, and it should be working for you. That's not the case. I personally believe every strategy works, and I have nothing against any strategy out there. I'm just a very big believer in you using a strategy that you're comfortable with and that you believe in, you have confidence in, and you can execute without deviation. It's that simple. Now, some people like variants of strategies. Other people like rule-based strategies. It really just depends on who you are as a person. Personally, I like variants, but I don't just use variants. I use rule-based strategies and a combination of variants. More recently, I've just been focusing on one concept, and I say recently, it's been for like the last 12 to 18 months now. And some of you may or may not know of it, but it's it's a variation of a strategy I call the two candle theory. Now, some of you might have been seeing my stories with regards to NDS, and you might be seeing some of the posts on my Instagram of traders' results, etc., etc. And that is the strategy that I personally trade and that I am focused on now moving forward. The reason for that is because there's a blueprint for it. Traders can trade it as a rule-based strategy. There's no deviations, and it's just a no-brainer. The reason for that is because the concept itself teaches you exactly what the market is doing, not what I think is going to do, what the market is doing. And that simple rule is a candle will close bullish today or will close bearish, and then from that we create the entry signals, stop loss placements, etc., etc. That's not why I've come here actually to speak about. What I've come here to speak about is your edge in the markets. And what I want to do today is share something with you from one of my students from the NDS group who took a 5K challenge. So that's one of the things that I recommend when you join NDS, to take a 5K challenge, because there's no point back testing. There's no point forward testing. There is no point demo trading. You might as well take what you know to be true. And if you don't believe in it, you have to believe in what I'm telling you and just jump in the market straight away. And it's proven to be extremely successful over the last 4 weeks. We've had 30 traders who have passed their challenges, and we're currently at 8 funded traders already in the last 4 weeks using this concept and this approach. Why? Not because it's the Holy Grail, simply because it's rule-based. And guess what? There's a blueprint for you to follow. If you don't deviate, you'll get results. It's that simple. Now, the edge that I want to talk about here is this trader's journey. So let's jump onto the screen. You've probably seen it in front of you the whole time thinking what's going on, but let's take a look at this. Now, guys, here you can see it's a 5K challenge that this trader started off with. And you can see their first trade was a loss. Now, take note of the date here. This is the 14th of the 3rd, 2023. So it's recent. Just a month ago here, and you can see this trader lost his first trade. Now, this is just a 1% loss here, which is completely fine. And we continue to look for trades on that day. Just notice the time here, it was 9 o'clock when he took that first trade, and then now he's looking for a trade 4 or 5 hours later. All right, no trades, no trades, no trades. And then you can see around 2 o'clock, he found himself a trade trading Euro Yen. And he was able to bank around 2.5 R, if not a little bit more, 2.7, 2.8 R on this trade, putting him at a very comfortable 2% profit on his first day. Now, as we move into the next day, which is the 15th here, you can see that this trader actually took a trade, or the first trade of the day, that actually won. He hit a 1 to 2 in this trade. putting him at 3% profit, if not with all the little 5s and the 8s here, just over 3% profit in 2 days, which is absolutely incredible. Now, again, notice the time. This trader took this trade at 8 o'clock in the morning and then went on to take another trade later on in the day, which is great. You don't want to be jumping in and out of trades within the same hour. It's just not realistic, and it's not a good habit for you guys to get into. Took another trade on Euro USD. As you can see here, it managed to bank over 3%. So within the first 2 days of this trader trading his challenge, he's trading the NDS concept here. He was able to get himself up to around, I do believe, I pulled out my calculator before this and have forgotten, $380 in profit. Now, remember, guys, his target is to hit 8%, okay, which is $400. He was $20 away from passing this challenge in the first 2 days. The first 2 days, which is absolutely incredible. Okay. Now, what I want to say from this trader is that this is an absolute testament to him that he has been consistent with his approach to the markets. As you can see here, he took a loss. He waited patiently, hours and hours later, to take another trade for his setup. So his setup could develop, smashed, take profit. His risk to reward is phenomenal. That's his edge right now. Then he comes in the next day, does the exact same thing. His risk to reward is still double what he's losing at this point in time, which is amazing. So that's his edge in the market. Then he takes another trade. Again, not at the same time. So another testament to this trader here, waited patiently for his setup, smashed over 3R on this trade. Again, this is his edge in the market, his risk to reward. I'm a big believer in 1 to 3. Not a big believer in micromanaging your trades. I'm not a big believer in trade management whilst in the trades. I personally believe that if you take a trade, you believe that the market is going to go in your intended direction, the best thing to do is just set and forget. Okay. There are some variations that you could think about, but I personally think that is the best approach to the market. So big testament to this trader here. Now, let's move forward. Remember, at this point now, we're currently $30 away from passing. Is it 30? What's going on with my brain today? We're currently $20 away from, sorry, we are currently $70. Maths is off today. We're currently $70 away from passing our challenge in the first 2 days, which is unbelievable. Now, I know I keep reiterating that point, but I want you to kind of think of this. How must this trader feel at this point in time? He's probably buzzing. He's probably thinking to himself that he's a superstar. He's probably thinking to himself that all I need to do is just do the exact same thing tomorrow, wait patiently and take a trade, and I would smash my target in 2.5 days. 8% in 2.5 days. He's absolutely buzzing. There's nothing more to say here. Buzzing. So when you're in that state, it's like you feel invincible. You must feel super confident. I'm not saying that's how he felt. I'm just telling you what I think he must have felt, or traders must feel when they're in a situation. Absolutely buzzing. What happens next, guys? Move into the next day. On the 16th, what happens? We lose 1%. We continue to trade that day, and the rules are you must risk 0.5% as part of NDS. So he did. And he lost another 0.5%. So instead of that being the winner that would have taken him over the finish line, and that being the winner that would have taken him over the finish line, this trader is now suffering from almost passing his challenge to now seeing this slip away from him. So we go through the emotions of feeling euphoria, excitement, to now potentially feeling super anxious, super worried, super nervous, thinking, was that luck? You know, when's my next winner going to come? I was so close. Now it's starting to deteriorate. Whatever it may be. You know, he's starting to think these things. Now, it doesn't stop there. It actually gets worse. And let's take a look at that. So look here, guys. We've gone from being $70 away from passing. Now we've just taken 2 consecutive losses. And now look what happens. We continue to trade. We have another 1% loss the next day. And then we go into trade again, and we have another 0.5% loss trade. So now 2 days back to back, we've lost 2 trades in a row, 4 trades in total. And now it just almost feels like everything is slipping away from us. This trader was $70 away from passing and now is 3%, 3% less away from passing his challenge. Now, I don't know how you guys feel after 4 consecutive losses, but just looking at this trader's journey, it clearly isn't comfortable. I would not be comfortable. You work so hard, you learn the new concept, you know, you're part of the NDS and you're super excited to be here. You've gone through the training, you start getting ridiculous results, and then all of a sudden you're $70 away, and now I've just lost 4 trades in a row. I can't imagine how this guy's mind is right now. It must be super scrambled. Then we go and take another trade, which ends up at break even the next day. And then we take another trade on the same day, and it ends up break even again. It's crazy. So 2 break even trades means, guess what? We can continue to take the same risk. And then you go on to take another trade. So you attempted to sell GJ once. You go again for the second time because obviously you got taken out break even, and then you lose. So now what are we down? 4% down now in 3 days when we was only $70 away from passing. 1% away from passing, and now we're 4.5% or thereabouts away from passing now, 4%. So what I'm trying to point out here is this, because we haven't finished the story, but in the beginning, his risk to reward proved to be beneficial, which it clearly did. Now, all of a sudden, risk to reward doesn't seem to be beneficial because clearly I'm not getting any winning trades. In actual fact, I've just taken 7 consecutive losses and break-even trades. Make sure you hear what I said, guys. 7 consecutive losses and 5 consecutive losses and 2 break-even trades. That is enough to drive anybody insane. I think at that point in time, you might be thinking, let me do this, let me do that, let me change strategies, let me try something else, let me do this and do that. Guys, he had to wait a whole weekend. Sorry, he had to wait a whole week after being $70 away from passing before he then took another trade to get his next winner after 5 consecutive losses and 2 break-even trades. But look at that winner. That winner was a 2R trade. And then look what happens next. His next winner was a 2R trade. Look here, 9 o'clock, 2 o'clock trade. There's so much to derive from this, guys. And guess what happens? He ends up reaching his target of 408% profit and passes his challenge. It's mind-blowing. When things are going great, you know, we're happy, we're excited, we feel like we're in control. And then when things don't go great, guess what happens? We start to lose our minds and end up doing dumb shit. Anybody is capable of doing dumb shit after 5 consecutive losses and 2 break-even trades. But this trader didn't. He knew what his edge was. And his edge is the reason why he got these results. Because his previous slip said that every trade I took was either a 1 to 3 or a 1 to 2, and every loss that I took was a 1% trade or a 0.5% risk trade. Imagine being in this trade, realizing that you're 4% away from passing, and you decide, oh, I'm up 1%. Let me just take that profit because past history has showed to me that I go break even. And even in more recent history, I've taken 5 losses back to back, and I don't want this to be a loser. Let me take 50. Okay, so we take 50 at this point, and then we take 50 at this point. Now we're still 2% away from passing. But no, this trader decided to stick to his plans, follow the rules, and trust the process. And this is what I'm saying to you guys. Your edge is not your strategy. And the reason for that, guys, is because you have 0 control of the markets. If you had control of the markets, then things could be different. Most of us as human beings are affected by the immediate results of our trading because we're emotional creatures. Okay? We're imperfect and we're going to make mistakes. And that is why it's so important that the system that you're trading, the approach that you're trading is rule-based. You have a blueprint for it, you believe in it, you have faith in it, and you can execute it exactly how this trader executed it. Because if you don't believe in your strategy and you go through a period of 7 consecutive losses and break-even trades in a row, how are you going to survive that mentally and emotionally? You're not. So your edge, guys, forget what anybody tells you. There is no best strategy out there. It is what is best for you. Your risk to reward is the number one component that is going to make you a successful trader. And as the motto goes, I always say this, the formula is discipline, patience, consistency, and avoid doing dumb shit. And I recommend, guys, you take a step back, you think about what you're doing, and you really approach it differently. Because I'm almost sure if there were trades that you held on to when you should have, and trades you didn't micromanage when you shouldn't have, you'd be in a much different place right now. And that is my only point. So guys, I hope this has been a good example to you, because for me, this is absolutely inspiring. This is just one of many. As I said, we've had so much success in the last 30 days. And I just wanted to share this with you. I'll keep bringing stories. I'll keep sharing examples with you. I just hope this motivates you. I hope what this trader was able to do motivates you, because it is super inspiring. Super inspiring. Anyway, guys, just very quickly, we've launched NDS and the link is down below for anybody who wants to take a look. We're a new community. We're buzzing. We're thriving. We're getting results. In actual fact, today we had 2 funded traders who got funded, and we also had a challenge passed as well. If you don't believe me, I can show it to you on the next one, but I hope you do believe me. I just want to say, if you need a concept that you truly believe in, you want the blueprint, you want a rule-based strategy, you want to be in a community where everybody's doing the exact same thing at the exact same time, taking the exact same trades, then this is the place to be. And the entry level is cheaper than a meal for 4. Think about it. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button for me. If you're new to the channel, consider subscribing, and don't forget to hit those notifications. Until the next video, guys, trust the process.